Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to Life with Brock. If you end up liking the content, consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with a nerd friend. Let's go. And here we go. If you are new to This Week in Customs, I'm Brock. I'm the host. I go to Instagram and I take a look at the hashtag This Week in Customs, where customizers, artists have submitted their custom action figures. And I just talk about them. I showcase them. There's some people that have had some complaints about the show. Understandable. I went live yesterday, answered them. If you're interested in taking a look at that, I'll link it here in the top. It's about an hour and a half of me just talking. You may find it interesting. Also, one of the things that we do is, did I just say do? Okay. Well, anyways, we vote. Actually, I don't vote. The fans vote. You vote. The watchers vote on your favorite custom action figure. Last week's winner, edging out DF Action Figures, incredible looking action changing morph, was Symbiote Seeker in the closest voting we've ever had. Nearly 400 votes in. He won with his Superior Venom, and that custom is a Superior custom. Take a look at this incredible looking figure. From how it's put together to the paint, it's incredible. I highly recommend that you go to his YouTube channel, same name, and take a look at it because he does do it on 4K. If you have a 4K TV player, you're gonna wanna jump in on that. He has now been put into the pool of winners that will be up for vote at the end of the year, where you're gonna choose the This Week in Customs champion for 2019. And let's see who's gonna get on it this week. Let's get after with Bride Weevil. Yeah. This Iceman is rocking it. It's cool. Is that a good adjective to use? I don't know. If you look live, you know what I'm talking about. Check it out. He's got this backpack that he used. I've seen other people use this. I'm not sure what liquid he's got on there. It could be hot glue. I don't know. It may be even more liquidy than that. I have to ask him. But he's definitely using some interesting parts. This thing is an absolute monster of a figure. You can tell what he's using there. That's the Thanos, the movie Thanos Build-A-Figure, and other parts. I think that may be the very expensive Storm Collectibles figure that just came out. That Gears of War figure. Man, this is a good looking custom. I think it works. Some customs, if you're able to kit bash it and just do a little bit of a paint job, it looks fantastic. This is a very nice looking piece, great work. Josh does fantastic work, double flip customs. This Juggernaut has been done before. I've seen it with cloth goods. This is one of the first times that I've seen it done just with sculpting. And paint's always on point with this customizer, but let's take a look at the sculpt of that helmet. I want to say that's fairly movie accurate from what I remember. And even if it wasn't, man, that's just a neat looking piece. Really enjoying that, and the little dude that came with it. I forget this character's name. What did he do? What was this guy's? I don't recommend Deadpool 2 to the young viewers out here. Definitely inappropriate. But this was a funny character, and he definitely got the gist of the look. I wonder what body you used. It looks like it could have been used either like older Hasbro or Toy Biz figure. He's got those ball jointed hips. And yeah, I enjoyed that custom. It was very nice. This is also a very nice custom. Now, Weapon X Customs, he does very good work. And this is just a good use of parts. He's done some sculpting. Obviously, he's borrowing from that Thor, from both of those Thors. And he's gotten a classic looking Beta Ray Bill. Now, there's people jumping up and down in the background right now. That person's name is most likely Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for supporting the show. I know your son does really good work. She's probably screaming right now. She's probably texting him. Do you know how to text, ma'am? I'm just kidding. That was a joke. All right, your son does good work. And we did talk about you, how you support him by watching the show, which I think is really neat. I have families that are watching this. And this is a family show. I know that dads, moms are watching it with their kids. It's fantastic. Some of the kids are even getting involved. Dambo Shinobi. This is probably one of my favorite pieces that I've seen in a really long time. because it uses different parts. I don't know what he used here. It's a lamp of some sort, and that Weapon X display is so awesome looking. This is, for me, the favorite Weapon X display that I've seen, and I've seen some really good ones. He's done a really good job of the lighting in the back. Obviously got some LEDs going on right there. But the look of this thing from the front, obviously he's just showing you the back, but this is how it's going to be displayed. I want that. Danbo, please hit me up on the DMs, player, and let me know, what are you using? What is that? Did you manufacture that yourself, or did you use pieces? It looks like a lamp of some sort, and he did such a good job of weathering this piece that it looks like, you know, Weapon X has been in there for quite a while, waiting to be set free to do the bad guy's work. But man, Danbo, you killed it on that. All right, Kyle Robinson. This is one that I mentioned to you guys yesterday during the live stream. He's using a body that I really don't care much for because anatomically the neck is really weird looking, but not on this figure. I don't know if it's because the way he was able to sculpt the chest piece there, that it somehow does some sort of optical illusion, and it works really well. This is obviously a buffed out Magneto. Kyle's paints are super phenomenal in every single figure that he puts out. Everything's so smooth on the sculpting there on the belt. Curious what you use to smooth out your putty. I'm not sure if you're using some sort of alcohol, maybe you're using some Vaseline, I don't know, but it'd be good to know. And Kyle, if you guys don't know about him, he does do a lot of work in progress. He's obviously using magnets here. And kids, don't play with razor blades, okay? Ask your parents' permission. Parents don't let them play with razor blades, that wouldn't be a good idea, but this is such a good looking Magneto. And not only did he do that, he also did this cape. He shows you how to do this cape. He's got, it's not like a step-by-step tutorial, but you can see enough that you can do it yourself, and man, it looks really, really nice. It's vintage. This guy pumps out custom after custom after custom every single week. He puts out so many good ones, and I have to pick, because this Hawkman right here, he is using some of the Hawkman parts, but he's re-sculpted that head. Really, there's something about, I don't know what it is. It's ugly, but it's good ugly. I don't know what's attractive. I don't know if it's the beak. I don't know what it is. There's just something that aesthetically pleases my eyes right now. That glove is pretty cool. I like how you've incorporated the wings there. That is not original to the figure. There you can see some of his work. But yeah, I'm really impressed. I love Hawkman. Actually, I'm working on a Hawkman. There's a few people that are working on Hawkmans. Can't wait to see their interpretations. Bordad, he's been out of the game for a while. I hope you're doing better. I'm not sure what type of injury. Hopefully it's not as bad as mine. But he does do Punishers. He does Punishers extremely well. This is a really nice looking piece. Again, I always say, if you're going to do a Punisher well, you have to have that skull looking good, and I think the way he does several variations of that skull, I really like it. If you're going to customize a Punisher, he needs to be geared up to the max, and this guy is geared up to the max, looking pretty good. He's using that Mesco head. You can get those cast on eBay. Once you get it, or if you have your Punisher casted yourself, it's a very good face. Matter of fact, I think it was Action Figure Toronto that used that same head sculpt for a Magneto. The previous Kyle's Magneto made me think of it. All right, enough said customs. Hold on, let me turn this down. I recently got into the Power Rangers, and it was Just Jay Hernandez that got me into him, because I ran into his channel and I saw how he was posing the figures, and I think Hasbro killed it. This figure, what Enough Said Customs has done here, he's done a repaint. This looks so good. That gold looks so much better than that plain yellow ugliness that it came out with. Now I kind of want this figure. I wouldn't want this figure without this paint job. Really nice job. Did you brush this gold on? I think it may be brushed on, but I can't tell, because sometimes you can tell about the smoothness, but it could be the sculpt there on the legs that is not as smooth. that maybe giving it the appearance that he brushed it on. It looked good regardless of whether he airbrushed it or he painted it on. But man, what a great repaint of that character. All right, Herdy Yan Sa did some soft goods for this Hulk, which is now the #2 best Hulk in the market after Hasbro put out that incredible figure. But at the work on the shirt, I really like how that shirt looked. It looks very naturally ripped. I don't know where the left part there. It looks kind of funny now that I saw it, but it looks good. The pants are really well done. It's frayed at the bottom. It looks like Hulk just ripped out of his clothes, and the backside looks pretty well done. All right, Stronach. I think I've seen this customizer's customs before. I don't know if you guys know him or not. He does good work. I saw his page. I think he's new to me. I thought I had seen him before. Maybe it was on Facebook, some sort of connection. But he does a lot of G.I. Joes, and I know there are a lot of Joe fans, especially if you're an older player like me. You grew up in the 80s. You're gonna recognize this character right away. And he almost has like a video game looking, like to his chest, the way he's done. It's not like a realistic look, it's more of a cartoony look in it. And I typically like the realistic ones better, but there's something that stands out to this custom. This is my absolute favorite shot. That bike is killer. It goes so well with this character. Where's this bike from? Do you guys know? If you know where this bike is from, please put it in the comments. I can see a Lobo on this bike. I can see a lot of different characters riding this Harley style bike. Man, that looks really, really good. I guess he's doing all the dreadnoughts. All right, Wenzilla. He has a YouTube channel where he talks about this figure. If you're not familiar with Booster Gold, he's a great character, really good character. Recently in a comic that I read, and I'm trying to remember, what was it? It was a DC. It was when they had some mental health issues, PTSD and such like that. The author did a great job of fleshing that out, and Booster Gold is one of the main characters. This isn't Booster's classic uniform, but I think he's done a good job. He tried to do something with the face. He mentioned that he didn't nail it. I think the face looks good. I think the getting the teeth right is the hardest part when you're doing a mouth. And Lewin Aiden's Custom, another customizer that just pumps stuff out. Here is this is Boar's first son. This is not Boar. It's Cole Bordenson. And man, that looks good. It's a big beast of a figure. I wonder how it looks big to me, but I think that maybe a Thor base on there. I don't know if it's the Select or if it's the Marvel Legend. Either way, it's going to be a big figure if I'm right, and if that's what's underneath there. Definitely like all the, you see the shins, all the detail on the shins and the feet. I have a feeling that's from a Juggernaut figure, a really cool looking Juggernaut figure. That articulation is absolutely terrible. I'm thinking that maybe that's the base. I don't know, now I'm confused. What I'm not confused about is that it's a nice looking custom, really well done. All right, this is cool, man. This is a very, very cool figure. This is Kane, and this is an older piece from TXT Customs. I feel like I've seen this on Facebook a while back, and he says that he hopes Hasbro makes one someday, but the problem is if Hasbro makes one, then we're going to have this one for comparison. It's going to be very, very tough to compare. This looks nice. Is that the Spider-Girl or Spider-Woman hair that you're using there from the Ultimate Goblin Wave? But I think you did a really nice job sculpting, and it's a good looking figure, man. Let me see what else you got here. Just another shot, more relaxed shot. I like the hands that you chose to use there. Not sure if you sculpted those spikes or if those are the ones from the Spider-Man 2099. I'm not sure, but man, good. All right, Mark I Lab Creations. This is a monster figure. Check out all the details everywhere on that figure. And that other character that he's working on, I may save it for another week. We can talk about that. I think it's a cross between Doom and Banner. I think he may have finished that figure, but that Hulk is very, very impressive looking. Definitely like the different colors. Why do you do red and green here? What am I? Oh, right, Victor Von Banner. So there, he said it. Didn't have to guess. It's right on here. But why did you go red and green in this like cyberpunk style Hulk? And in fact, it looks very nice. 52G. Here we go. More Joes. Here with his custom Storm Shadow. He's using soft good. I like how the pants came out, dude. I mean, the shirt came out, everything, the hood, it looks good. But the pants, I think the pants are the most outstanding part of this custom. I really like it. And it looks like Storm Shadow. I think you nailed it. Nice paint job on the eyes there. Why so serious, bro? Why so serious? All right, the Figure Collective, Super Tom is doing a giveaway. Super Tom's Customs, you'd recognize him. He's got one of my favorite Daredevils that I've seen. And he's doing this giveaway right here. He sculpted that piece and he's doing a giveaway. There are the rules if you're interested in winning that. This is what the figure can look like. Of course, you don't have to provide your own figure. He is just doing the head. Easy way to get in on the giveaway. Hop on there, players. Hop on there, win one. I did. I'm hoping I win. All right, JLC Plastic Art. He did a ton of sculpting on this, and it's a very, very unique looking beast. It's the Utopia Area Beast. Are you guys familiar with that comic? I don't think I've read that yet, and I've been reading a ton of comics. Look at this figure, man. Look at the details right there. A lot of sculpting went into this, and I'm not just talking about the fur. Look at the X, and then that zipper going right down the middle. He's using Titus's head. I'm sure to build the figure is really, that's a great looking figure. I love that figure. But man, very unique looking piece. I know if you had this in your collection, that would be a standout. All right, let's move on. Manly Customs. All right, so now this is what you can do if you're starting out new. Start with a repaint. He actually may have done a little bit more than just repaint, but Yellow Lantern. Is that the one that is Fear? Is it Fear? Because I know Sinestro is eventually leading the yellow. I don't know where Sinestro is right now. I haven't read anything. The Green Lantern comic books are terrible right now. That's just my opinion, players. But I like what he did here. This is a super creepy clown, and now he's turned him into a Yellow Lantern. And I think he mentioned something that he still needed to sculpt the ring. But this is something you can do when you're starting out. Start off, people always ask me, I'm just new to customizing. This is what you can do a repaint. Repaint a figure. And what this customizer did, he repainted it into another genre. He crossed over into DC from wherever it's from, and I like it. It's a good look. All right, Dambo Shinobi one more time. And the reason I wanted to show this custom, first of all, cool shot, really cool shot. If you just took a quick look at it, those of you that have problems with eyesight, some of my older viewers, you know what I'm saying? You probably thought, oh, this is a human being right there sitting in a cornfield or something. And, well, he created himself. I think it's great, man. Really good look. Let's see what else. I haven't seen this video. Hopefully it's nothing inappropriate, Dambo. You'll kill me right here. You'll kill me. But yeah, man, that Jeep looks really good. So many details. I'm sure this is not something that he just planned in one day and he fixed it. Oh, he's got a bike back there too, man. How cool. You see the weathering on the bike? That's higher level stuff right there, folks. That weathering looks so good. Now, Dambo. So I was going, man, he did a picture of himself. You ripped like this, bro? Are you ripped like that, bro? Let's see. Let's find out, guys. Let's see what Dambo looks like. Oh, there's Dambo. He does got some biceps going on right there. He does do cosplaying. Go check out his page. Stockton, you were at Stockton Con? Do you know the Diaz brothers by any way? If you do, let me know. I'm a huge fan. Dan Toy Toys. This is a character, I don't know where this is from, pero algo en español. Is this from, I'm not sure if it's from a telenovela or if it's actually from a cartoon. I did try to do some research, I just couldn't figure it out, but I know it's called La Casa de Papel, and it's a character from that series, and then you can see him working on that mask that he ends up putting. I'm not sure if it's probably the main protagonist. I just don't know. And oh, is that the dude from Breaking Bad? I think that's what he started with. But there you go, some Spanish stuff. Neo Customs, he is using a monster venom here. He's turned them into Carnage. Has Carnage, well, Absolute Carnage is a great comic that's out right now. I've read, I think, the first 2 issues, and I think it's pretty good. Now, are you going for the slimy symbiote look? If you don't want that to be shiny, you can finish it off with some matte or maybe semi-gloss. But if you're going for the slimy look, I think you've accomplished it. Looks good. All right, some Star Wars customs. And have you guys seen Rebels? If you are, you're familiar with Sabine. But there's other characters, other Mandalorians, and Bo-Katan is a pretty cool character in the cartoon. Really, really good character. I love those cartoons, man. If you guys haven't seen Rebels, and then before Rebels, it was Clone Wars. Clone Wars is, I think, what made me a Star Wars fan because it filled in the gap to so many things. I think this is a good looking custom. I like the blues. I like the contrast that you did there in the helmet. It looks really nice. You can see one more shot of Sabine, or he used a Sabine to make a Bo-Katan. And Shinigami Customs, check out these effects. He made these. He made these effects, man. Look at those. And that's a cool looking figure. That's the Marvel Select Doctor Strange. Man, it really is a nice looking figure. And those effects are fantastic looking. I'm not sure if he's selling them. Man, there's a lot of intricate details on those things. Looks really nice. It's vintage with another Riddler. He did send me his other one. He mentions it on this post. Look, here's another use of that Mesco head, and I like it. I like the suit that he picked here. Now, this customizer, it's vintage. What I think he goes for more sculpt over articulation. I've noticed, except for the figure he sent me was very articulated, but he does a lot of these on some of the older bodies. And what the older bodies do have over some of the newer stuff is the sculpt is awesome. Look at that suit, man. And I don't even know, what is that? Where's that from? You see there's no articulation of the legs there. So that's gonna be something that you put in the shelf, and man. But what he does do well, he does his hand brushing, and I have the figure here that he sent me. It's just so good. What paints are you using? I want to know. I want to know what that green is, because it is a very, it's a beautiful emerald green, great contrast. I mean, I think the character design helps. When you have green and purple, they're very complementary colors with that brown too. I'm not sure where they're at in the color wheel, but I do know that aesthetically is very pleasing. Good job on the mask, and nice custom. Tomcat Customs, this is outstanding. He did his own version of Red Hood using Mesco parts and Plastic Addict here. This is a very clean job for a Red Hood. Mesco is definitely going to give us one, but I've seen a bunch of great ones. This one might be the best I've seen, and I agree, it's one of the best looking Red Hoods that I've seen. And then he says, oh, by the way, your fly is down, and sure enough, and I like the response. The response was, thanks for checking it out, man. Much appreciated. Doesn't even mention the fly. He didn't touch it, but wanted to expose it. Oh, there he is again with a fly. You better close that fly up, player. The custom looks good. That unmasked head is also very nice looking. All right, SN Customs. What is the name of this character? Oh yeah, Ghost Spider. Very interesting with the LED lights. I'm not sure how you're gonna have this on the display. Is it part of the figure? Or is this the whip? I'm not exactly sure how you're using it there, but here's what I want to point out. Look how great that emblem came out. Look at that. So it looks fairly simple to do, but I guarantee you, those of you that are out there and you go try to do this for the first time and you've never done a custom before, unless you're a trained artist, you're gonna struggle with those lines, because I know I would struggle with those lines, and I've been doing this for about 4.5 years now. Man, really good looking. I like the gradient that you kind of went from like the darker blue, or is that? Yeah, it's gonna be your paint. You kind of put up the gradient going up and then split it right up the middle, widen that out on the shoulders. I think that's a really nice looking piece. Here's another nice looking piece. I think you did really well. I don't know where you guys are at in your customizing journey. This is a good looking, I think I even like it, even though you use the ball jointed hips. You gotta do what you have available. Butcher Meats picked this. He went with the older school bodies, but I think that looks great, man. I wonder if those tentacles are posable. Doesn't say that, but it is a nice looking piece. You should be very proud of that. Easy617. This is Shane. I stopped watching that show after the first season because we went without cable. Tried to save some money many years ago. Obviously, this is the long running. I think he's using the Marvel Legends from the Punisher head from what wave that was, the Netflix wave, the man thing, I believe. And I think you've pieced together that custom really well. Those arms, are those from like a WWE figure? I think that's the only one I can think of that would have tattoos like that, but good looking custom. Nick and Nicole, you guys are familiar with her, especially if you're into the Mythic Legions. How cool looking is this right now? Look at that head. This is so Lord of the Ring for me. I don't know why these Mythic Legions just takes me there. And Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite franchises ever. I love what she does here. And you guys know I don't collect the line, but this looks really good. You can tell that she's done paint to the face there. And she may have done the tattoos there on that right arm. I don't know. James Roseborough right here with his version of Punisher. There's that head again. Is that the head from the Netflix wave? And let's see. I like the guns that he's using. Punisher needs to be geared up. He's got some grenades. He's got some pouches, more pouches. He's got more pouches on his leg and his arm. It's a piece. And I think essentially this is, a kit bash, right? This is his Netflix version, custom Punisher, so it does look like the Netflix version, but there's something different about that body. I just couldn't tell what it was. Tosh Customs. This is Agent Hawkeye. Again, I think I like the color purple. It's a good mix. It's a good contrast. I'm trying to see where I think you probably sculpted the chest emblem and the things on his arm and his belt. Yeah, that's a good looking piece. Where's this guy from? Where's Agent Hawkeye? I know I think there's some on the Dark Avengers, etc. All right, TDG Customs. I like this picture. I like this picture because it just shows the chaos that can be custom action figured. You see his lighting source, and he's got figures everywhere. He's got tools everywhere, but it's like organized chaos. You can see where he's got his cutting tools here on the left. What does your workbench look like? If you guys mind humoring me, take a picture of your workbench and hashtag it This Week in Custom. I just want to see it. I'll start including some because people do like to see what other people, man, you guys all over the place. The collector's life. At least this is on the basement, right? It looks like it's in the basement somewhere. By the way, any of you out in Ohio, and you got to connect for me. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Daddy needs a basement. All right, Captain Snick. Here's another Deadpool 2 Juggernaut, also sculpted, not with cloth goods. But let's point out some of the very interesting thing that he's got going here. Other than the sculpting, he does a great job of sculpting. If you're familiar with Captain Snick, he is a sculpting meister. Take a look at his page. He does some intricate level. He builds it upon builds it. It's a slow process, but I'm not going to talk about his sculpting. I want to talk about that uniform and that weathering job that he's got going on here. He's got tears in his uniform, he's got some blood stains on there, he's got it dirtied up, but it doesn't look sloppy. When you are doing stuff like this, I try to follow the adage, less is more, because you can do too much of it unless you know what the heck you're doing, because he's done a ton of weathering on this piece. Here's some different lighting so you can appreciate it. And notice that closer down to the boots, it's where he is at the dirtiest. And that makes sense, right? He's kicking around stuff. You got to think through the customs. Look at his hand. Look at the bruising on his hand and where he's placed it. It's like he's been in fights before, and listen, I'm not condoning fighting, but if you like the UFC, go take a look at some of those guys and take a look at the after shots of the fights, and then you can see where they're bruised when they're in a fight, and then you try to emulate that bruising on the hands, and that's why this is where you get something like this phenomenal looking juggernaut. All right, Predator. This one really stood out because it's so much more colorful than I've ever seen a Predator custom before. He obviously is doing a samurai looking Predator. I think you've nailed the look. This is one of the best Predator customs I've seen. The paint is really nice. I like all the coloring on this. I don't know if you have reference art where you did this. I don't know if you may have been following some pictures. That's what I would have done, because my mind is not that creative. You may be way more creative than me, and you may have just concocted out of your brain, but that looked awesome. Here's another Silver Samurai. We've seen a couple. This is Gonard Custom. This is an older piece that he's sharing with This Week in Customs now. And I think it's a cool look. Very cool look. Very different than the one that we got, but it's just visually very interesting to look at. The accentuated, maybe it's a little bit more, would this be fair, more anime look? I don't know if that's the fair statement to make here, but there's something that is very appealing for that look. Same with this. Take a look. Here's another Punisher, different version. Now I almost think that this is also one of those figures that is not highly articulated. But let me tell you something. If it is a highly articulated figure underneath there, I'm super impressed with the posing. Because if it's super articulated, the sculpt is going to be broken up. Obviously, he's using cloth over it. But man, this looks really, did I repeat myself tonight? I'm going to do it again. Really good. It looks good. Matter of fact, let me heart that. I hadn't hearted it yet. What in the world? I like that. All right. Here we go. This is the first time I've ever seen AF doing at. Oh boy. I hope that acronym doesn't mean something else. All right. So here's a version using a mythic style head, but that head reminds me of Gimli from Lord of the Rings. This is the Lord of the Rings show this week. So cool looking. Obviously it isn't Gimli because Gimli is a small figure and this is a humongous figure, a big Thor. Actually, that's Ares underneath there. And I like it. I like how you've pieced this together, and I definitely like that head sculpt. That head sculpt is so cool. But you got that head sculpt. The hammer's good looking too. And there you have him with some other Thors. All right, moving on. This is another new customizer to me. I ran into this in a different hashtag, and if you guys know who this guy is, encourage him to start. Kileko, looks like you know who he is. Encourage him to start using This Week in Customs. Let him know that he's on the show. And it says he's custom from Peru. Is he Peruano Chico? Chipung? But I don't. What is that? It's a commission. Well, I don't know what that is, but it looks cool. What is that? Some sort of dead samurai? Where did you silk that in? Very interesting piece. All right, Udivana, we're coming to the end of the show. Here's his cable version, the gunslinger, a young cable. And there's a 360 look. Take a look at some other things that he's got going on here. I just wanted you to see it. It's not spinning for some reason. He's got a bunch of different parts. Here's a closer up. You see some of the details. I've really enjoyed the head sculpts that this artist has been putting out. Here's a closer look at some of the magnet work that he did. Magnets are a good tool. If you want to hang a gun or a shoulder piece like that and you can't fit it normally, did you see that magnet inside? Did you see it on the inside part right there? Catch up there, catch up. Everything's magnetized. This gun's gonna be magnetized. Can't wait. We gotta move on a little bit because I'm already over 30 minutes. Because I did include some other customs. There's another head. I like the screaming head. All right, moving on to the next custom. Kev Pool Customs with his version Spirit Spider compared to the different. You see, same character, different artists. They both look great. I dig it. Good work, man. White is very difficult to paint. Very, very difficult to paint. Got to do a lot of prep work ahead of time. Because over time, if you don't do prep work, if you're not using a white figure, and there's not too many white figures available to use, you will get joint rub. So if you want to fix joint rub, A, you use the same color plastic as you're going to be painting. B, you're going to have to do a lot of dremeling, just something to think about as you guys are working on your customs. I need to improve on that portion of my game as well. Look how clean looking this Agent Venom is. Super great looking Agent Venom. Love the logo. I see the shins that you're using. I think that's from the Taskmaster that came out. Look how well that poses. That is a really outstanding custom. Man, that looks good. Simple with the paint, right? But good use of parts, good use of body, smart use of body, because look how that poses. Oh, shoot, I just messed this up. Where am I at? Am I gonna have to pose? Pause. Am I gonna have to pause? Come on, player, here we go. All right, moving on to the last bit before we get to the, I completely screwed over the transition. But anyways, by the way, finally have a shirt. A lot of you told me that you would be interested if I came out with a shirt for the channel, that you'd be interested in the shirt. I try to get it as cost effective as I could. Most of the people sell them for 25 bucks, and that's actually what costs. I'm not making any money on this. Take a look at that. I think is a really, I know it's my stuff and I'm really happy with it, but I think the colors look good. I think the customs look good. If you're a fan of This Week in Customs, if you're a fan of Life with Brock, there you have it. You can have your own shirt. They're $25 up to extra large, or if you have double XL or more, you would have to be $2 extra. That's what the company charges. Let me know if you want them. Just hit me up on Instagram. All right, saying that, let's get going with the final five. All right, here we go. The top five. Domenico Garcia, his Agent Venom, really nice looking piece. Then we have Captain Snick, Juggernaut. Then we have SNN Customs. What are we calling this thing? The Ghost Spider. Number 4, Danbo Shinobi's Weapon X display and figure. Yeah, man, looking awesome. Then we have this awesome Iceman by Bride Weevil, and those are the top 5 for today. Go to my, where are we going? The community tab. That's where I'm gonna have the customs up for vote. But before you go, I want to let you know of this company that I've recently come into contact. It's called Turbo Dork. What a cool name. They put out acrylic paints. I haven't tried any of them yet, but I tell you what, if they're as good as what their labels look, I dig it. First of all, the colors look amazing. I've seen already some early reviews. This company is new. It's about a year into production, and I can't wait to do it and use them on my custom. The next custom I will be using those paints. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks for watching. Make sure you share this video if you liked it with a nerd friend. Hit that thumbs up for me, players, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.